Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch.
Okay, so I have the story on power. They said the national grid on Monday hit a record high of 5,313 megawatts, a record high in the last 3 years. They said the Minister of Power, Adilabu, called on power distribution companies to take more energy to prevent grid collapses, as the grid's frequency drops when power is produced and not picked by the discos. However, they said there's an official, that is one of the discos, that quoted saying that power companies were finding it difficult to pick the extra energy produced by generation companies because they were not happy with the tariff on other bands apart from band A. He also said that we are operating at a loss. They supply more power, but this problem could be solved with improved tariff for the other bands. So he's saying that they should increase the price of the other bands so that they can meet up and be able to pick up with the power and provide more electricity. So they also said that he said efforts will be made to encourage industries to purchase bulk energy. Let's see how that goes.
Okay, so the Lagos State Public Relations Officer, Benjamin Ojeni, has released the detail of the fact that the medical doctor, Idara Basse, who was declared wanted in connection with the death of the 36-year-old woman during the Brazilian butt lift cosmetic surgery procedure, has now been, she has been apprehended. She's undergoing investigation. They said the state's CID, that's the State's Criminal Investigation Department in Panti, is looking into the issue. They have spoken to numerous medical experts who have already always warned about the potential risk of the procedure, especially following the death of a 31-year-old British woman in a similar surgery a few years back. So right now, they are undergoing investigation. The person is currently, she had fled before, but she was found. She fled after she lost the patient, but she's been found, and we're waiting to see justice being served. And we're hoping that this will deter other people that might be quacks or not following the right procedure from doing it as well.
Okay, Daily Sun, outrage as an NPCL marketers hike petrol price to 897 naira per litre. Corporal killed as gunmen bomb Anambra Police Station Civic Center. Economy, Tinubu didn't promise silver bullet, says Finance Minister. Nigerian military capable of containing banditry, says Marwa. Ganduje's aide slams APC North Central chair over utterances. Yobe attacks amnesty puts death toll at 127,034 victims buried. Let me take that again. Yobe attack amnesty puts death toll as 127. However, 37 victims have been buried. PDP governors groups knock Wike over threat to cause crisis in state. Okay, which story are you taking, son?
Police corporal has been killed yesterday following an attack and bombing of police divisional headquarters of Oba Idemili South local government area of Anambra State. And this was done, they say, by suspected secessionist gunmen. They said the gunmen also attacked the Oba Civic Center, which is managed by the town union leadership of the community. Sources are saying that the gunmen, they were heavily armed. They stormed the area in the early hours of yesterday, launching ferocious attack on the police division. The Anambra State Police Public Relations Officer confirmed this incident, and he disclosed that the security force comprising of the Army, Navy, Civil Defense, and other agencies were already conducting a joint operation in Oba and its environs. So they're saying that this had to do with this suspected armed secessionists have to do with Simon Ekpa, the leader of, this secessionist movement. And they said that because they've had like a month-long hostility between them and Simon Ekpa, so they believe this has to do with that. But investigation is still ongoing. This corporal, they said he was at the center when, they attacked, and he was wounded, and eventually he lost his life. The police are saying that as far as they're concerned, if you attack, when you attack the police, you're attacking on the attack is on the soul of the nation, and they have vowed that they will bring the perpetrators of this crime to book.
I want to take the story from the chairman and chief executive officer of the Nigerian National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. So, Brigadier Mohammed Marwa gave a statement while showing his support. It was at the speaking at the commendation for the National Counterterrorism Center, Major General Adamu Laka. He paid a visit, and in the conversation he said that the Nigerian military has the power and the capability to overcome the banditry that we're experiencing, and he said they just need our support. He said he remembered when he was the the defense advisor to he recalled during his tenure as defense advisor at the permanent mission in the UN that Nigeria, while working in the ECOMOG, the memories are still fresh and how Nigerian Army can actually overcome banditry. And they only just need Nigerians to support them, stand by them. He said the man for man, officer to officer, soldier to soldier, the Nigerian Army personnel are able to match and overcome any bandit that is operating within Nigeria. He was saying this because there was a viral video where bandits took over this military armor vehicle that they caught, and there was a video of them celebrating that they've taken over the armor vehicle. And he said, yes, that might have happened, but these people need our support. The patriotism, the professionalism, the daily sacrifice in their efforts to combat banditry in the northwest and other regions of Nigeria should be celebrated and applauded, and not just taken for granted that they can do it. So I also support that move. They are giving a lot of sacrifice, and they should be supported by Nigerians as much as possible. So
the Minister of Finance and the Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Weliadun, who was represented by the agents, I think they're trying to get her name, Grace Ugbonna, I believe. She's the Director of Economic Research and Policy Management in the Ministry of Finance, and she was representing him at a conference of the Nigerian Economic Society, NES, where quite a number of people were there, representatives, government agencies, renowned economists, captains of industries, academia, corporate organizations were all seated, where he acknowledged that the Nigerian economy obviously lacks production. One of the key indices that we're having issues with is the fact that Nigeria economy lacks production, diversification, and low production. We also have the challenge of price stability, high inflation, exchange rate depreciation, energy challenge, and debt management. And all these are being addressed currently by the tough decisions the government had to make. And they are reassuring Nigerians that these decisions would help strengthen our economy going forward to create jobs and stabilize our economy. Okay, moving on now to Vanguard. Anger trails rise in pump price of petrol to 855 naira to the litre. PDP governors vow to continue supporting Fubara and Flay Wike. Soaring prices, FCCPC back down on price control. FERC will determine price of our petrol, says Dangote. Which story?
Yeah, so I have the story of the FCCPC. They said the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has said it will not regulate market prices. Of course, right now, I'm sure because of the hiking for right now. So they said instead it will enforce laws against practices that undermine fair competition. And he said while promoting competition is essential for economic health, he said like the telecommunications, it is equally important to enforce laws against practices that undermine fair competition. He said it has given a 1-month moratorium before enforcement begins, providing businesses with the necessary time to adjust their practices and ensure full compliance. He said the FCCPC remains committed to a balanced approach that respects the dynamics of a free market while ensuring that consumers are protected from harmful practices. So let's see how that goes.
Okay, so yesterday, the chairman of Dangote Refinery was speaking. He said that the pricing, because everybody's asking, how much will Dangote sell his fuel? So he said that the pricing will be determined by FEC, that's the Federal Executive Council. He mentioned this during the press briefing yesterday, and saying that it's an arrangement between FEC, led by, of course, our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said as soon as NNPC, they finish with NNPC, hopefully today or tomorrow, which was yesterday or today, there will be an announcement made to know what the official pricing would be. He said that from the petrol plants, in terms of quality, the quality of the petrol he's producing can compete with products from all refineries across the world. On the time frame of the petrol, he said announcement will be made also after the meeting with NNPC, either yesterday or today. So we're hoping today, as soon as it is finalized, the president would let us know, so we'll know when we can start receiving the petrol from Dangote Refinery. Let's see how much time we have left. Okay, 2 more minutes. Let's move on quickly now to the Nigerian Tribune. Let's find the story we've not taken. Collier Shaw's demise, Makinde, Ladoja, others mourn. PDP governors blast Wike over irresponsible threat. IGP, police mute over tenure extension, says federal government has final say. Okay.
I have that. So the force headquarters on Tuesday, they said they have kept mute over the rumored tenure extension granted the Inspector General of Police by our president, saying that it was not competent to address the matter. So there were questions that were being asked of the force PRO, Assistant Commissioner of Police, and he appealed to journalists to please redirect their inquiries to the presidency and the police council. According to him, this issue of tenure extension for the IGP is not for the Nigerian police force to handle. This should be directed to the presidency and police council. The two bodies have the final say. However, a senior police officer told the papers that the IGP's tenure is not being extended as he was yet to finish his 4-year tenure in line with the Police Act as amended. He says that, there is no truth about what has been touted about tenure extension. The IGP has a tenure of 4 years as stipulated by the new Police Act. He's a civil servant and not a political appointee like ministers. Social media had gone to town, saying that social media has gone to town with this news, so they are not properly informed. People should be educated that there is no extension of tenure, but that he was just about, he's still on his 4-term tenure, and that is what he's going to complete based on the amendment.
I wish when we make new laws, we'll just say it will take effect after the current one, so that we won't be having this kind of conversation about
that is all we can take on Front Page Review. As I said earlier, Nigerians are talking about nothing else today except NNPCL's increased pump price to 855 naira per litre. The Dangote refineries commenced yesterday. When are Nigerians getting the fuel? How is it being distributed? What's the price of Dangote's fuel? All these are what Nigerians are asking, and this is the only show where Nigerians call in to express their views. We'll be opening our phone lines, but first, we're going to break. When we come back, we'll bring in our resource to have this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.